Welcome to the Iron Ridge Outdoors channel. We're here at the range, and I'm doing a little bit of plinking. This has got to be my favorite 22 long rifle handgun. This is a 1950s Ruger Standard, and you can see it's got a few modifications done to it. Namely, this barrel is actually custom made by a gunsmith. It's got a B-square mount on it with a primary arms red dot, and then it's got these super awesome vintage Bullseye grips. When I was in college, I was lucky enough to be a part of the pistol team there, and I shot Bullseye with this exact pistol. And during that time, I'd go to the range 3 times a week and shoot anywhere from 100 to 150, 200 rounds a day, 3 times a week. I have an estimated 50,000 rounds in this pistol that I have shot. I also bought this from an old timer who used this for Bullseye competition as well. And I don't know how many rounds he's put through this. I've gone through 2 recoil springs, and I'm on my 2nd firing pin on this gun. And I've done a couple of the other different mainspring. A lot of the springs on this have been replaced, however this gun still just shoots, and it shoots lights out. The trigger on this gun is the lightest trigger I have ever shot in my life. Talk about a hair trigger. You can see how it's got set screws in there for over travel and under travel, and it has been adjusted to under 2 pounds. Funny story, I got 2nd place in regionals in Bullseye competition through the university, and I was actually going to go to nationals, but what happened was they had a test for your trigger, and this failed it, and so I wasn't able to go. I tried to do it with another pistol, but after you've practiced so much, even though it was a Hammerly that I tried, I still wasn't able to get the same score that I could get with this pistol right here. Ended up not going, really disappointed. So while it's an excellent trigger, kind of bit me in the butt there too. Let's load it up and do some shooting. I'm going to start off with that plate. It's at 40 yards. It's an 8-inch plate. And below on the stand are a couple old paint cans that we'll try and knock over. Whoever did the barrel on this gun is an absolute master. I have personally, shooting Bullseye style, one hand, have shot a quarter-size group at 50 feet. Another area where this gun really shines is in speed seal competitions. Starting from a down ready. Coming up. That's an 8-inch plate at 40 yards. You can hit it with relative ease. I've also given this gun to a lot of first-time shooters. It has almost no recoil. The barrel profile on this is so heavy, and a lot of the weight is very forward that it just has no recoil, really pleasant gun to shoot. And coupled with the red dot sight, it makes sight alignment for newbies really easy. So I've given this to someone who has never shot a gun ever before, and within 5 minutes, they're able to put rounds on it 100 yards. So here's a 100-yard target. 22 is pretty anemic out at 100 yards, so I don't know if you can hear that ring in there. But I am getting a 12-inch plate at 100 yards. Let's see if we can stretch it out. We've got plates at 150 and 200 yards we'll try and hit. So it's hard to see these targets on camera. It's also hard to see them in real life. They're pretty small. 12-inch plate, 100 yards is next to the white pieces of paper. And then to the right of that is at 150 yards. There's a hit. Light strike there. Okay, we're gonna try again at 150 yards. Help if you put one in the chamber. Alright, there's the hit at 150. Let's stretch it way out there at 200 yards. I have no idea where to hold on this. And even if you'd hear it... Oh, there's a hit. I heard it. 200 yards. 200 yards with a 22 pistol. There's another hit at 200 yards. And let's go back at 100. And at 40. Oh, empty. During my time shooting bullseye competition with this pistol right here, half of the time I spent shooting it with the red dot sight, and the other half I was just using the old irons on here. And one thing that I found, it's kind of this old school see-through sight, you can still use the irons. One thing that I found was that while I was more consistent and I could shoot faster with the red dot sight, so on the rapid fire and the timed fire, I was able to get a lot more consistent with the red dot sight. However, on the slow fire, when I could take all my time, I actually found that my groups opened up with the red dot. So during competition, during the slow fire, when you had 10 minutes to shoot 5 shots, I'd actually use the irons and be more consistent and get a tighter group with the iron sights. Well, I'm unfortunately out of ammo. But thanks so much for joining me on the range today, guys. Always a fun time when you're plinking with 22s. Take care. Bye.